Hello everyone from Realtors Property Resource. This is the Wow Factor. I'm Reggie Nicolay and I'm joined by my co-host Genie Willett, and we're here to apply our 20 plus years of marketing experience to help you identify practical tips and winning strategies that are going to help you gain the attention of your potential clients. Each month we're going to explore a new topic, interview an industry expert, and then we're going to break down the how-to with a quick tutorial, all to help you wow your clients and close more deals. Hello everyone, welcome to the Wow Factor. Genie, I can't believe we've already been doing these web shows for almost a half year now.
Been pretty much the craziest year ever.
Right? I don't think anyone would have predicted 2020 would turn out like this. So many drastic changes in such a short period of time.
Seriously. Now more than ever, people are realizing that their home is their greatest asset, which is good for our industry, but for sure, everyone has had to come up with some real creative new ways to do business.
So true. And today we're going to be talking about buyers and specifically buyer tours. So Jeannie, question for you. You bought a house just a couple of years ago. Do you remember previewing homes with your agent?
Yeah. I think I visited a dozen or more homes with our realtor, usually a few in one day, and then we'd hit open houses on the weekends that were in the right neighborhoods or around the right price points we were looking for. I brought a friend with me when my husband couldn't come, and it was all really relaxed. Sometimes the sellers were in the home, sometimes the house was empty, and honestly, I didn't really think of it either way.
Exactly. And that's really how it used to be. A lot of you know that I'm married to a realtor here in Livermore, California, and I get to see firsthand how that process has changed. And although we've always known buyers were starting their search online, now what I'm seeing through her business is that COVID's changed that a little bit. It's enhanced it. Consumers are relying more on the digital media. They're consuming 3D virtual tours because the open houses have gone away. So now when buyers get serious, they're dealing with low inventory in most areas, and they have to schedule a preview with their agent to see the home. And on top of that, you've got sellers with varying levels of comfortability on who they even want to let in. So there's that increased emphasis on having qualified buyers.
And this might be what we're dealing with for the foreseeable future. I mean, the goal, I suppose, is that the new ways we learn to do business are perhaps even better than they were before, hopefully. So today, we'll chat with Scott Beaudry on how he's adjusted his business to working with buyers. And a reminder of the flow of the show. After our interview, we'll talk to the what's new and what's next guys. And then Reggie will do a quick tutorial on RPR in the breakdown. And don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on all things the Wow Factor.
Awesome. Let's talk to Scott.
Today we're chatting with Scott Beaudry, broker-owner of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Universal in Las Vegas, Nevada. He was the 2019 NAR Data Strategies Chair and 2016 Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors President. And we're proud to have him as a member of our advisory council and an advocate for RPR. Hey, Scott, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jeannie and Reggie. Nice to see you guys. I will say I love what you guys are doing. The Wow Factor videos are amazing. I've been showing those in my classes and during my breaks. And move over, Jimmy Fallon. I see you guys as taking over late night.
I love it. I mean, honestly, that's what we're going for.
Late night with Reggie and Genie. There you go.
Scott, it's been my pleasure to get to know you over the years through the RPR Advisory Council. And, just this March, I had the pleasure of sitting in on one of your classes. You were doing a virtual pricing analysis class. It was a packed online session. And I was impressed both with your knowledge of RPR, but the detail you got into. You got into the adjustment section and you were really engaging the agents with, how they can apply that in their business. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to invite you on the show today.
What I love about what you guys do, it's all about the members. And that's what it should be. It's all about the members. It's all about making their business better, more productive, and it all comes back down to the consumer.
Well, let's kick this off. We've been starting every one of these with the same question that we ask everyone these days. How is the real estate market holding up in your area?
So just like everybody else, we had to adapt. And Vegas is, every market's been hit pretty hard. And Vegas being the tourist destination, everything is centered around casinos and gambling and the strip and the lights and the glitz and the glamour of the strip. And everything got shut down. Everything got shut down. A lot of individuals lost their jobs. Deals fell apart here and there, but the buyers were still there. It didn't change. We still had sales, but essentially we had to just change the messaging. But I think we're coming out, we're doing good, as if we use the technologies and connect with our consumers in a more personable way, we're going to do well.
Well, so how has COVID changed the process of working with buyers for your agents?
So of course, one of our mandates is we could not do open houses. We can't do open houses. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely doing the virtual open house thing. So we've developed different ways of doing that. We are connecting with the buyers. The home search truly starts online. So we've really, really enhanced that. Instead of meeting the consumer in the office, we're going online. We're going on Zoom. That's where we're starting the search process, and we're narrowing it down that way, because there's a lot of sellers that, of course, don't want individuals in their house during an inspection. They want one person, and you've really got to be empathetic as to what they want.
Do you have any recommendations for agents who are looking for creative and safe ways to get information to their buyers? So you talked about kind of virtual tours. How is that working?
So we definitely utilize Zoom. It's a Zoom society now.
Right.
Yeah. We're all living on Zoom.
Here we are today.
Here we are today. Hi, Zoom. Hi, Zoom crew. So what we do is, and this is what I've taught my agents from the very beginning of COVID. We'll open up RPR, we'll search for properties, create the search, we'll go through the pictures, we'll look at all the data about the property, and if they want to see that property, we'll hit save, we'll continue, and at the end of the day, at the end of that Zoom meeting, I can create a buyer tour report, send it to them with all the relevant data, including the neighborhood data, the school reports. I mean, it's just a treasure trove of data.
Well, you know what's neat about this? I mean, this is perfect for the breakdown, because I don't know if everyone even thinks about doing it like that. I think that's a great process. I mean, listening, like you're saying, online, and getting your pick list, and then generating that proper buyer's tour with schools and more. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's everything the buyer needs to make that decision, because of course we all say it's one of the biggest purchases they'll ever make in their life, and it's our job to give them the data they need to make that decision.
I'm Mike, and welcome back to What's New. Last year we had a series of blog articles that were all about RPR wow moments. What are those? These are actual user stories where RPR was used to really make a favorable impression with a prospect or a client. As in, you share a report with your client and they go, wow, where'd you get this? That's a wow moment. Well, good news, we're firing up again this year. We kick it off with Simone Gonzalez. She's a realtor from Austin, Texas, who uses RPR for just about everything, but she especially loves the refined value tool. She uses this to show her flipper and investor clients how to add value to homes that have been rehabbed. It's a great example of a user success story, so be sure to check it out. And if you'd like to share your RPR wow moment with us, please do so. Drop us a line or send us a message. Next up, we've got an article about using RPR commercial to generate some leads. Be sure to read this article for tips on keeping that pipeline full of prospects. And finally, a sort of a PSA type of announcement. Please fill out your 2020 census survey and encourage your clients and contacts to do the same. The census counts. That's what's new. Now I'm going to kick it over to Aaron for what's next. Bye.
Thanks, Mike. How's it going, everyone? I'm Aaron, and this month we've got 2 new things to tell you about. So let's jump right into what's next from RPR. We thought it would keep it going with the buyer's theme, so join us later this month for the webinar, Help Your Buyers Find the Perfect Home in Their Market. Save your seat for this session to learn how to use RPR data and its powerful search analysis to help your buyer clients get results in the current marketplace. And if you haven't heard yet, NAR's 2020 Realtors Conference and Expo is going virtual. This is in response to health and safety concerns with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The silver lining here is more realtors will be able to attend these valuable sessions than ever before. So keep an eye on conference.realtor for more details and registration info coming soon. And with that, that's what's next from RPR. Now, I'm going to throw it back over to Reggie for the breakdown.
And now for the breakdown. In this segment, I'll show you how to use the RPR app to create a buyer tour report with tips from the interview with Scott earlier in the show. Scott mentioned scheduling a virtual meeting with your buyers to establish those must-haves and wish list items up front, potentially even sharing your screen and using RPR to review those best matches. As you confirm the properties that will make your buyer tour, tap the Save icon to make adding them to the buyer tour report faster later in RPR Mobile. Once the virtual meeting with your client's over, grab your smartphone and open up the RPR Mobile app to create and share the buyer tour report. From the home screen, tap the Reports button on the lower left side of the screen. Now tap Create Buyer Tour. You'll be directed to a map view that uses your location as the center point. It's really quick and easy to pinch and zoom the map, then drag the map to the general location of your saved properties. These are the ones we saved earlier. They'll be represented with the gold star like this. If the map is crowded with map pins, tap Filter to hide properties that are outside of your criteria, such as property status, property types, basic property characteristics like beds, baths, and price range. Once complete, tap Apply Filters. The map will be updated. Now those saved properties stand out better. Tap on the icon to display its property record, and then next tap Add to Tour. Also, try switching to List View for a scrollable list of the properties displayed on the map. The star for saved properties is featured here. Again, tap Add to Tour. When you've completed adding all of your properties to the tour, tap Next. On this screen, we can choose the order we want the properties to be displayed in. Use the drop-down at the top of each property to reorder based on the optimal driving order or viewing order, whatever you determine is the most important. You can also add notes to the individual properties. When you're complete, choose Next and you'll go to the next step. Now choose whether you'd like to include all report sections by toggling from Yes to No and select which pages you'd like in your report. Do the same for all the cover page elements as well. Select Next and choose the delivery method for your buyer tour report. You can download or email the report. If you choose to email it, it will be emailed from RPR to your recipient. You can copy yourself and include a message, otherwise download the report and send it from your own email system. Finalize the report by tapping Get Report. Your report will be saved into your recently created reports for 30 days. From there, you can easily text it and share it as needed. And now here's a quick example of the buyer tour report. This is the cover page, branded with your photo and logo. On page 2, you can see a vertical comparison of each of the properties included in the buyer's tour, and then you'll get a detail page for each property in the report. And just like that, we've reached the end of this segment. I hope you enjoyed this month's edition of The Breakdown.
Love that breakdown, Reggie. Even though we are working from home so much these days, the mobile app is still really valuable. Love chatting with Scott too. It's a good reminder that even working more and more remotely, you can still find a way to bring your clients into the process.
So true. And yeah, Scott's passion really comes through. And the idea of holding a virtual buyer meeting over Zoom to get things kicked off on a solid start was a really great idea. And as a reminder to everyone listening today, if you have a story to share, please let us know. Business is ever changing and every market looks different. So we'd love to hear how you're finding success out there.
You can reach out to us via Facebook, YouTube, or on the RPR blog, blog.narrpr.com, which has all of our resources, articles, video tutorials, webinars, and more. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on all things the Wow Factor.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is Reggie and Genie signing off. stay safe out there.
Bye-bye.